Angles are measured using two different units of measurement. One is degrees and the other is radians. The conversion equation is pi radians equals 180 degrees. So when you see pi radians, you have to know that it's equal to 180 degrees. And based on that, you have to know these relationships where you have pi equals 180 degrees, which is your standard relationships. 2 times pi is 2 times 180, which is 360. Pi over 2 is 180 divided by 2, and that's equal to 90. 180 divided by 3 is 60 degrees. 180 divided by 4 is 45 degrees. 180 divided by 6 is 30 degrees. So you can do the quick calculation in your head, but very quickly you have to get used to these relationships. So the minute you see pi over 3, you need to know right away without spending more than 2 seconds that it's equal to 60 degrees. So I'm not saying you got to memorize it, but you have to know this. 90 is 180 divided by 2. You can do a quick calculation in your head, but you shouldn't even be spending that much time. So as you keep doing problems in trigonometry, you get used to these relationships. These are standard angles that you need to know in degrees and in radians. So let's look at the first example. So we're looking at example 1, convert 675 degrees to radians. So remember the conversion equation, pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Now we are using dimensional analysis. Pi over 180 or 180 over pi radians, both are equal to 1. So we take 675 and multiply with pi over 180. The degrees cancel. Remember, degrees are just units of measurement. We cancel it just like we do in dimensional analysis. And we simplify it. When we simplify, we get 675 times pi divided by 180 radians. So this is your answer, but you have to simplify the fraction. Leave the pi alone. When you're measuring something in radians, just leave the pi alone. Simplify, or rather reduce this fraction 675 over 180 completely. So 5 goes into 675 135 times, and 5 goes into 180 36 times. So you get 135 over 36. And then, of course, 15 over 4, because 9 goes into both 135 and 36. And obviously, you don't have to do this by hand. Use your calculator function and convert 675 over 180 into its equivalent form, which is 15 over 4. Use the fraction function on your calculator to do this. So basically, what we've shown is that 675 degrees is equal to 15 pi over 4 radians. So now let's convert 25 pi over 3 radians to degrees. So remember that pi is just equal to 180 degrees. So 25 pi over 3 radians is equal to 25 times 180 degrees over 3. So now just simplify this. Use your calculator. I'm doing this by hand. You don't have to. And 60 times 25 is 1500 degrees. Remember that we're measuring in degrees. We've made that conversion. Now let's convert 1500 degrees to radians. So I'm going to write down 1500 degrees and multiply with pi divided by 180 degrees, because pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. So I cancel the zeros. 6 3s are 18. 6 times 2 is 12, leaving a remainder of 3. 6 times 5 is 30. So when I simplify the fraction, I get 25 pi over 3 radians, and that's exactly what we needed to get. Now, just one more example. We convert 27 pi over 4 radians to degrees. So we go 27 over 4. Pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Now we just simplify this. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. You can do all this with your calculator. And this is equal to 1215 degrees. Remember, that's what we converted.